What is going on, guys? And we are back with a different kind of video. This one is a beginner's guide on Sony Vegas Pro 17. And this is my video editor of choice. I mean, everybody has a Premiere Pro and whatnot. I'm going to show you in this video the basics basically to Sony Vegas, so you can start editing and you can get a good sense of how to use it. So let's go ahead and grab it. So the first thing that you're gonna do is, of course, open your video file, whichever thing you recorded, whether it be a gaming video, whatever you just recorded. Grab that file, and for me, I'm just gonna grab my last video, which if you haven't already, go check it out. That is, of course, the spray paint logo. So go check that out, and I'm gonna use that file. So first off, obviously you guys can see, you just drag it from up here down to here, and now you can see two different, basically I want to call it files, but two different files. You got that blue one and I got the red one. One of them is your audio track. The audio track obviously controls everything, and in this video specifically, I don't have any audio because I turned that off because you don't want to hear any of the system sounds in a Photoshop tutorial. But for different kind of videos, maybe you have gaming videos and you want to hear the gunshots and whatnot. So that's gonna be on this red file, on the audio file most likely. And for other things, then you got your video file. So those two are always separated. Now, some cool things that you can do to your video file. Let's just go ahead and teach you kind of the basics. So one thing that you guys can do is press S, and that's just gonna split the video. And what's the point of that is because maybe you can do some effect that you want right here just for the beginning part, and then you kind of don't want to do it on this one. And for example, I'm going to show you here. So maybe let's just go S right here, sorry, S right there, and maybe let's go ahead and zoom. Let me just show you how to zoom. So first you're going to go to Event, Pan, and Crop right there. You're going to click on that, and as you can see, there's a big old F. And let me make this bigger so you can see it. There's this big F. And basically down here are keyframes, and it gets kind of intense from right here, but I'm going to show you again the basics towards it. So maybe you want this whole thing to go a little more inward, and you can see here's the preview menu and it's showing it, and maybe you want to go a little down, and I'll show you what that looks like right now. So it'll go from right here to normal, and then I'll just go boom. That's something again you can play with, but play with the keyframes obviously. So assuming, and this is kind of a different, more in-depth tutorial that I'll do, but you can play with the keyframes to make it smooth and all that kind of stuff. So maybe you want to go right back to, let's just say you want to zoom in a little more, and we'll go this keyframe, I want it to zoom in a little more. So now you can kind of see you just zoomed in a little more for that keyframe. Pretty cool. And then but that'll only be effect, as you can see, it goes a little lighter blue, and that's how you know that there's an effect basically on the pan and crop. So that's how you know, and then basically all you have to do is just split the file, and you can do it right here. I can split another file if I wanted to, and I can just keep on doing it. It's not a benefit. There's no benefit of really keeping on doing it because, you know, it can get kind of exhausting, and also you can lose track. So let's assume basically that you want to maybe put, like I did with this video, music in the background. So let's go ahead and grab a music file. Okay, so I got my music file, and it's right here, no copyright music file. I'm just gonna put it right there, and you can see it kind of already knows kind of where you split it, and then it almost magnetizes to it, which is so perfect, so beautiful, easy to use. So right here you can see, and it's gonna be loud, so I'm just gonna already turn it down so you guys don't have to take your headphones off because it's so loud. But let's click play, and this is the preview menu, and of course I went a few seconds back, so you have to wait a second. But so now it's gonna start getting into it, but it's very loud, as you can see. It's loud, and it would never work with a voiceover. As you can probably hear in this specific video, the music is quieter than the voiceover because you need to hear my voice, right? Because I'm the one explaining it. So basically what I do is a few different things. For one, as you saw, I use the volume slider, and I go down quite a bit to the negative decibels. And the reason I do that obviously is to quiet the whole thing. You could go loud, and I'm not going to even show you that because it's going to burst your eardrums. But I go negative decibels. So now you make it pretty quiet, And so now you can kind of hear my voice. So it makes it much easier. And I also go right here and I go to the gain and I do that a few negative decibels too. So it's just all these little elements to make it so it can be perfect with the audio file. And basically, as you can see right here, there's 2 audio files. Now these are grouped, as you can see right here. These right here are grouped. So if you want to ungroup them, you can right click, you can go to group right here, and you can remove from, and then there's a U, which is the command that you can use. But so right now you can see now it's ungrouped. So I can delete that audio file, and now you just have the video file, which for this purpose, since I don't even have any audio whatsoever, there is no need for this right here at all. But if I did that, obviously you get this right here, basically saying that it's a video file and the audio file will be deleted since it's all grouped. That being said, I can do anything I want with this one. I can move it downward and it'll be right here and it'll be a new video file. So as you can see right here, there's just a bunch of video files. But what if you want to put something above that video file, like an overlay kind of thing? You just right click, insert video track, and then there you go. And now let's just grab an image. Okay, so I got an image, and I'm just gonna I used this in a video a few videos ago, but it's basically the confused face, just a random emoji confused face. So all I did, I just dragged it, put it in that video file spot, and now it's over the whole thing. But it's pretty big, obviously, so I would do that whole event, you know, the pan and crop. Maybe I would go back up. I'd probably make it a little smaller, as you can see right here. I'd make it semi smaller than it already is, and I might move it a little bit to the side. And as you can see, this is not saved 1920 by 1080 like the video file is. And how do you know it's 1920 by 1080, by the way? It says it right here, 1920 by 1080, right on the preview menu. So another cool thing that you can do with all your video files and whatnot is like right here. Let's just say I don't want this. I just want some music. We'll make it nice and simple. I just want some music and I just want this. And that's about it. And I want it to have this face, I guess. So we'll have the music going at the perfect decibels. Yeah, that's perfect. And, you know, but it can't go from just blank screen and then boom. It doesn't, I don't like that. That's not a good transition, let's just say. So what you can do is you can go all the way to right here. There's a little, you know, a little triangle at the end of on each side of the end of that track. And what you can do is fade in offset. And basically you can drag that. You can drag it almost all the way down. You can drag it all the way down if you wanted to. But I'm just going to fade it a few keyframes in. And I'm going to do the same thing on the back, as you can see here. And here's the same thing on the back. I'm just going to fade it out a few keyframes. So now what that looks like, just a nice little fade. Pretty easy. It can make almost anything, any like intro, outro, whatever you just, it's a great transition. It's like the nicest and easiest transition you can possibly do on Sony Vegas. So take advantage of it. Fade in and fade out your videos. Do that. So we kind of have like a normal video right now. We faded it in, you know, it's faded in, music, and we have even overlay guy, whatever. But let's say we want to explain it a little more. Like there is no, let's just say that there's no talking in this. So let's just do text, you know. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go to media generators right here. It's right down here. And you're basically going to click on, there's video effects, media generators, you know, project notes. But we're going to go to media generators and we're going to go right here to all. And we're going to go to titles and text. Now all we're going to do is click on this and we're going to drag it right here, or you can even drag it. You can do this if you want to. You can insert another video track. You can drag this up to its own thing. So you always have different tracks. Nice and easy. And all you got to do is basically, if you want this, and actually it's really nice what Sony Vegas does, is you can actually even move it from the preview screen right here. So I can move it down at the bottom. And then I can also, you know, change the size that I want it if I really wanted to. But there's many different effects that you can actually do to this thing. Like, for one, advanced, you can change the background, outline, you can change the outline color if you wanted to. One I take advantage of is the shadow color, and if you want to do the shadows, by the way, you have to click this, and so now you got the shadow. It's a little intense of a shadow though. So I'm just gonna go right there. It seems nice. So maybe I want it to say, we'll just happy. We'll say happy. That's all you gotta do, is just say happy there. And so now let's do what we already learned, the fade in and then the fade out. And so now you got this. You got the music, happy, and then it fades out. I mean, we obviously can shorten it if we wanted to, but then it fades out, happy, and then this guy comes in. I mean, he kind of just suddenly comes in. The next thing I want to show you, and it's kind of, I would say, nearly the last step that you really need to know before you can start making some great edited videos, and that would be transitions from maybe the next slide. So all you're gonna do, go to the transitions tab right here. Let's go to all. We got all sorts of things, and let's just go, we can go really anything that we wanted to, but let's just go some random one. Just pick a random one, even for your sake, but we'll go warp flow. How about that? And we'll just drag this warp flow and we'll drag it right here. And there's nothing to it, as you can see, there's nothing to that. So now our transition is a warp flow. So easy, so simple. It's already just, all of these are so easy, so simple. All of them are the same thing. You just drag them down and you got a warp flow. You can even extend the amount of time if you wanted to, but, and of course you can fade it and whatnot. There's all sorts of things that you can do, all sorts of transitions, obviously, so many things. There's even other plugins. I mean, there is a maximum, but there's so many things you can do with Sony Vegas. I'm only getting started with it. I mean, this is the basics. This is basically all I feel like I needed to show you so you can start to make your own great videos. And honestly, with this editing and whatnot, editing is so much fun to me. I love it. I have a lot of fun with it, and I love to learn about it. So learning the basics first is always needed. I mean, it's even trial and error for me, practice for me, and doing all this stuff. So it's extremely fun for me to do all this, but more than that, I love to obviously inform other people of stuff that I can also teach myself all the time. So, but Sony Vegas, this is the basics. Obviously comment down below if you want to learn just some recommendations of what you guys would like to learn. I'd be more than happy to make a video about it. But that's all I got for you. That's the basics. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.